Om Sada Siva Samarambha Sankaracharya Madhyama Asmad Guru Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Jai Gurudev. Please.
Thank you, Swami.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, everyone, back to the Chitheads podcast. I'm here today with Swami Umesh Yogi, who's visiting us, or visiting the United States from India, where he lives at Rishikesh, at his Rishikesh School of Yoga.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk today a little bit about Jyotish and knowledge and the Vedic wisdom and whatever other fun subjects we happen to linger into. So welcome, Swami. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So just to start, do you want to tell a little bit about the prayer that you just shared, maybe a translation to ground it for those that are listening?
Sure. Actually, the knowledge is within you, but it needs to be awakened.
Mm-hmm.
So the start of this awakening starts with the cosmic master. And we believe our cosmic master is the Shiva.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling Sada Siva Samarambha that I always like to start by thanking to our great master,
Mm-hmm.
Shiva himself. And after that, incarnation of Shiva as a great guru, Sankaracharya, Adi Guru Sankaracharya, who brings the Advaita philosophy in practical sense. And we understood the Vedas are not really subject to belief. Vedas are science. And that's how in this century it is already proven, and we say Vedic science. And then I said, Asmad Guru Paryantam. Then I said, I like to thanks and bow down to my personal guru, and then all the lineage of masters.
Mm.
Before starting sharing the knowledge of this Vedic tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So this was my prayer.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
So it's a way of showing gratitude for lineage.
Yes,
Mm.
thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
gratitude and being thankful for my masters and all the lineage of the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. The lineage
Yeah.
holders.
Yeah.
So when did you become a part of this lineage? Has this been with you your whole life? Or was it something that you encountered along the way?
Well, when we look at the life like birth and death, the birth again death and death against birth,
Mm-hmm.
but life going on. Life never stops. Life neither stops after the birth and neither after the death. So death and birth is something completely different than life. So in my life, this is very complicated question, where we start and where we end up. We actually start from same point where we are going to end up also.
Mm-hmm.
But in a normal question sense, I say that when I was 8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
a childhood, that I was being blessed by good luck that I born in the family, and Sri Gurudev, my grandfather, Sri Ram Sevak Maharaj, who is well-known guru in central India, I got his blessing.
Mm.
And I got my sadhana under his guidance. At that time, I don't know what sadhana means actually, what I am doing it, but it was playful, it was joyful.
Mm.
And I never left it. I did all my academic education like everybody do. I fulfilled all the academic desires of my parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came by flow of nature in Rishikesh, and I found the real sense of living, that dream what was coming every year in my life, every year, years and years and years, like more than 15, 20 years I was having same dream, and I reached this place that I was thinking, wow, I'm still sleeping or I'm awake? So when I arrived this place, I felt that this is life that what must be and what is meant to be. So I started this spiritual journey fully with awareness. Yeah.
That spiritual journey, that the fullness of that spiritual journey commenced in Rishikesh.
Yes.
And then after you got there, then when did the Rishikesh School of Yoga start to form?
Actually, I started my journey with a very well-known ashram, which is nowadays known as the Beatles ashram, but it has but it has been newer Beatles ashram. Actually, they just
I went to that when I was in Rishikesh last month.
They just say the name of Beatles ashram because it becomes easy to recognize.
But it's Maharishi Ji's ashram.
But it was ashram of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and Maharishi Mahesh Yogi founded this ashram as the first ashram in his life. It was beginning of his life. His career. So there, many gurus has been grown. Like if you know Sri Ravi Shankar, Deepak Chopra, and so many, many gurus born from there.
We're at that ashram.
They came to in guidance of Maharishi Ji, learning Vedic science. So there. Life took me there. My destiny bring me there, and I started my Rishikesh journey, living Rishikesh life from there. So I was 1 year there as doing sadhana, learning and being the part of the system. After that, I worked for Maharishi. I worked for meditative consciousness, transcendental meditation organization. Many different part of India I worked for them. But then I feel Rishikesh is the place where really I want to live, where I want to be, because the attraction and energy of this place always ask me to come back. And in 2000, in November, December, I came back to Rishikesh and I decided that I want to live in Rishikesh. But unfortunately, the ashram was almost closing and activities was going down. So it's nothing to do with the walls, because walls and names are not important. Important is the message that how you take and in the service how you do. So I decided that as my responsibility, I keep continue my job, my service, my part of devotion to the Linus. And we started Rishikesh School of Yoga, and with Rishikesh School of Yoga, we keep teaching and sharing the Vedic science, what we get from the tradition.
Beautiful. Your remark about Rishikesh being a place that calls you back really resonates with me. I felt when I was there that as soon as I left, I was thinking about going back. It's such a powerful place.
It is. Even now, it is completely different Rishikesh than what I have been lived in Rishikesh. Of course, time is changing. Now it's like big yoga commercial or hotel commercial everywhere, crazy, changing. But still, the energy is there. And it's still, the purity is there. It's still, environment, you can feel there is some sense of peace there. So it is important. And even when you go even more up, there is more powerful. I have been living in cave in the Gangotri, which is very high, which is the source of Ganges, and there is also very high energy and completely different world there. But Rishikesh is for normal people. in normal life, like you can have social responsibilities and your sadhana together. Yeah.
Is there anything that concerns you about seeing the commercialization of yoga in this way? You're remarking how Rishikesh has gotten a little more commercial, and we see this, of course, across the world. Is there anything that concerns you about that process or that evolution of yoga into the mainstream, or are you a little more flexible of mind about it?
I'm very happy that that yoga science is nowadays the worldwide accepted, and it become, not only spiritual practice, but it become one of the biggest industry in the world, multi-billionaire industry, and it gives a lot of opportunity for the people to have a good job, like a yoga teacher, yoga instructor, yoga business job. So this is very good happening actually. But behind this, there's something what we are missing. We are missing the systematic and proper organized representation and the highest benefit of yoga, what can be, that we're missing. So in this sense, we working and as a being Swamiji and spiritual and coming from the tradition, I feel responsibility, and I bring this proposal to everyone, that because this yoga is really greatest boon, blessings, let's say, from the God, from the masters, from the knowledge. However you want to say. But it is not a religious thing. It is not like a business, only business. Business is not bad, but it's not only business thing. You can have even much higher and much better results of it when it gets systematic and organized form to serve the society. So we bring that it must be education instead of just a corner business. Like every corner you see yoga street, yoga center, this, that. Every second person is yoga teacher, yoga student. It's good. It's very good. It's proud to be. But it needs some management. Yeah, it needs some management to keep it pure, to keep it proper, not to misproject it.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we see a lot of the physical practice, but in that rise and popularity of the physical practice, the wisdom and the Vedic knowledge is sometimes misunderstood if it's being taught at all, and then and many times it's just not. Sometimes it's just not being taught. So we appreciate kind of the voices that continue to lift up this knowledge and remind us that it's about something much more expansive and systematic, like you're saying. So before we talk about actually the Vedic knowledge and also Jyotish, you came to the States, I understand, because of this Path to Peace mission. Partly.
No, Path to Peace mission is not really the mission. Path to Peace was a kind of project by some of my friends and Swamiji, and they did some initiative on it. My mission is peace education, global peace education. And
what does that mean, peace education?
Yeah, that peace can be taught. The time when we have to listen that God is there somewhere in the church, in temple, or in some other places, and you have to run with your gift and flowers and all this. That was wonderful. That has many use, and that was really wonderful tradition. But now the time has changed. Now this story is really changed. People want peace, and people want God in logical sense. You cannot tell them God is there or whatever address you want to make. This is the time when people want to know what is the right address of the God and what is the right process of the peace. And it must be in educational sense, scientific sense. So peace education is that kind of proposal and program which is very scientific and peace can be taught, and God can be found easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, God is not scary, because a Roman God, Indian God, and Catholic God, and Muslim God, or this God or that God. It is the time is changed. Mm-hmm. It's not that time. Mm-hmm. Nobody believe in it. Maybe some people do, but it has no any proper base on the society nowadays.
Yeah.
Now people say, and they want to be with the God, they want to believe, but they want to a proper God, like real God, instead of confusing God.
Yeah.
So,
well, and it seems like the external God of the old conception of God that you're talking about, it doesn't really change their embodied experience. They believe in something sort of out there and away from them, but they're still living in a suffering, unpeaceful way. Yeah. So when you just to push this a little more, when you say God as a logical, scientific thing, what do you mean by that?
So in Vedic scriptures is very, very, very simply explained. If you meet any Vedantic teacher, and there are 4 principles of God, so they say Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. They say everything is divine, everything is God. Mm-hmm. So, but if everything is God, why not the divinity is exposed and practically we see it? How to find that? If everything is God, okay, we believe everything is God. Then this tradition says that to find and to experience the God divinity in everything, you have to work a little bit.
Yeah.
And what is the work? That you have to look how is your tendency of your nature, your mind. Mm-hmm. Your tendency of the mind is you always look to other first.
Yeah.
That I'm looking to you, for the example now, you're looking to me. Mm-hmm. So the practice to start from here, that I am Atma Brahma, that you are the God. Mm-hmm. When I say you are the God, and you say I am the God, then who you are and who I am the being and you are the being, because this body without me is not. So then the practice starts to say every being is the God. Every being, wherever the being is, that is divinity. And then when every being is the God, then you are the being. Aham Brahmasmi, I am the God too. You become God. So this is philosophical, but there is some practical sense practices. When Sankara said, Jagat Guru Sankara, about the God, he said that Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. He said only the God is the true and everything is false. Then question came against him, where is the God? Who is the truth? Because if everything is false, where is the truth? Where is the God? If you're telling Sankara, you are gate master, that Brahma Satyam, only the Brahma is the truth, only the divinity is the truth, and Jagan Mithya, all other things are false, then where is this truth?
Yeah.
He said, next sentence, Jivo Brahma Napara. He said, Jivo means Atman, the soul.
Yeah.
And Brahma has not difference, no dualness. So that Jiva, that being, is the divine. That is the divinity in you, which is your being. So this must be in educated form, in practical sense to find. Not like nowadays meditation, like 2,000 kind of meditation practices. I don't say that is nonsense. No, this is not nonsense. They are some kind of exercises. They give some profit. They fulfill something. but when you talk about meditation, it must be logical.
Yeah.
It must be introduced in scientific sense. So when my approaches, my efforts are, my services, to bring the Vedic science, the Vedic knowledge in the scientific reality.
Yeah.
So this is very clear to me that what is the Vedic? It is not just a belief and religious, it is a scientific reality, and I want to present it, and I am trying to request all the nations, the government of every nation, that please, if you want to make your nation better and great, you need to think that there are two institutions in your country. One, the religious institution, and another, the family institution, which is completely broken, and it needs a replacement. And only replacement can be in your country, which is called education.
Mm-hmm.
So please, what our society and our children are missing, they are missing that education which was coming through the religious institution and which was coming through the family institution. Now they don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
As our duty of being organization of nation, like government,
Mm-hmm.
every government have responsibility to give this facility, to give this education to their nation.
Mm-hmm.
And without that, it's never possible to make it great again.
Yeah, because of course in the States we have a religious institution, but would you say that that institution is not wise and that it's not actually transmitting?
I'm not telling that we don't have religious institution on the papers.
Yeah.
But how much we have it in practical sense.
Right. Yeah.
How much is
Not in
involved
practice.
in our practice.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the thing.
It's not embodied. Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
so that's the thing, that we need a practical involvement. We have to bring it in practical replacement.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I appreciate what you said about meditation and knowledge, because it is often, meditation is often spoken about as if, it doesn't matter how you do it, you'll always get there. And what I hear you saying a little bit is that meditation has to be accompanied by a new way of thinking and a new way of perceiving that is sort of facilitated by the Vedic knowledge. Is that?
I'm not telling this. I'm telling that meditation, for example, what is meditation? This must be very clear to the students and practitioners.
Yeah.
No, most of the time meditation is to relaxing the mind, calming the thoughts, controlling the mind, focusing the attention of something. It means it is like child is that trying to exercise the mind, like you exercise the body. But in scientific way, if you want to see in Vedic way, it's not same. It's the same. It's not difference. And what is that? Meditation is a state of consciousness. Meditation is not exercising the mind. It's a state of consciousness, like sleeping. Do you sleep? Is exercise or is normal state of consciousness? It's normal state of
Sometimes it feels like exercise.
Yeah, it is exercise when you have problem. When you have problem.
Tossing and turning all night. Yeah.
Exactly. Dreaming is a state of consciousness. You cannot exercise for that. And same awakening is a state of consciousness. So meditation is fourth state of consciousness, next state of consciousness. And it must be explained that if it is a state of consciousness, then what is the perception of this consciousness? Then it is very clear that what you are doing and what is happening to you and what is the results.
Yeah.
What are the results? Otherwise, you can do 100, 200, 500 and millions of years, close your eyes and fight your mind. You are going nowhere. You're just trying to fight with yourself. So we are fighter. Meditators are not fighter. Meditators means free. Meditation means transcendent. Meditation means being with self, not fight with self.
Yeah.
So how to do that? I'm not telling that my way is highway. I'm not telling that only I do meditation, nobody else do meditation. No, this is not my message. My message is what the tradition says is meditation, and what the most scientific researchers says is meditation. That must be part of our education system.
Yeah. Excellent. So we're talking about, we've been mentioning this word Veda quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if we could just do a kind of, maybe a short, almost introduction to what the Veda is for those that are maybe newer to this word who are listening, and what Veda means, and whatever you'd like to kind of articulate about that.
Thank you. Veda is Sanskrit language word. If you translate this in English, it means knowledge.
Yeah.
There's no other translation. Veda means knowledge, pure knowledge, the absolute knowledge. And if you ask what is God in Vedic science, Ananta Gyan Brahma. The knowledge is infinite, and God is infinite. So Veda says that if you want to find the God, knowledge is God. God is knowledge. Knowledge is God. Because similarity, the God is infinite and knowledge is infinite. So that's why we say in India, Veda never dies, because so many culture changes came, and all the kind of time changes came, and and knowledge is still exists, because knowledge is God, and God never die. God is immortal. So knowledge is within you, because God is within you. You are the God. I am the God. We are the God. But this divinity, why God is suffering? Why your God is suffering then? Because it is not awakened.
Yeah.
Because it is not represented as a... You don't get education to know that you are God. You are told that God is not there. You have to go there with the flowers to find the God. It's so...
Or you have to wait till you're dead to get to God.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or you have to die for the God, or you have to... Yeah, this is all different stories about the God. So if God is within you, it means God is knowledge. Knowledge is within you. And how... For example, you learn ABCD 1, 2, 3. You learn somewhere or not. But how it comes? It comes from you. It awakens in you.
Right.
This, because you get in school or from wherever, they teach you alphabets and numbers, whatever. Now you know that this is in you. It is awakened. Same, the peace is in you, and as a simple, educated form, it can be awakened, and there will be peace.
So when, is it incorrect then to think that the Vedas, like the books, the Vedas?
No, there's not books of Vedic literature is the book in the book.
Yeah.
Vedic literature is in the book. Like mathematic literature's formulas are in the book.
Yeah.
No?
Are in the great book of the Veda.
Yeah, but that's not like that. It's not like that. We have division, made division of knowledge, that this sect of knowledge and that sect of knowledge and that sect of knowledge. So basically, 4 different sect of knowledge.
Right.
That's we call 4 Vedas.
Yeah.
But even that is secondary.
Yeah.
The Veda means knowledge.
I see.
The absolute pure form of knowledge is called Veda.
I see.
And when it becomes science, because science means the practical aspect of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we say Vedic science.
I see. So when I was listening or watching one of the video interviews that you did, not too long ago, but quite recently, you made a really beautiful distinction, I think, between information and knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering if you could just unpack that a little bit and what you meant by that.
Informational intelligence is the mental intelligence.
Yeah.
You know? And mind have the limited capacity.
Yeah.
It is, you believe in it or not?
Yeah, we can only hold so much data in here.
Yeah. Someone can have 3 GB, someone can have 8 GB, 62 GB, whatever. you know, there's limitation of the mental intelligence. And it working for the informational intelligence level. But this informational intelligence is not complete. But knowledge is complete. You have information. When we came from the place where we were driving, we have some information about you. That where to go, we have information. And we were driving all the way to reach out. But that was information. Now we did this journey. We have the complete knowledge of it. So, informational and the jnana, knowledge, is two different things.
Right.
Jnana, the knowledge is infinite. Knowledge is solid, true. Information can be wrong too. But when you have knowledge, it is impossible to say it is wrong.
Right.
Knowledge is truth level of information.
So the information is it correct then to say that knowledge begins as information? So we have the information. I have the information that Veda is knowledge, but it hasn't yet awakened in me.
Yes.
So it starts as information.
Exactly. Information is the part of knowledge, but information and knowledge is the two different level.
So then how does, just segueing into our discussion about Jyotish, which is the Vedic astrology, how does astrology fit into kind of the Vedic tradition?
Actually, it is pure calculation. It is as simple and as practical as you see that astronomy. What is astronomy? It's snapshot of the
alignment
nature.
Of the stars, yeah.
Yeah, that what is happening, how the movements are, and then you can predict there will be storm today, tomorrow. There will be what will be happening in New York and New Jersey and other countries, whatever. And you have the use of it.
Yeah.
Astrology is same in individual level. So astrology is also, when you take as a Vedic science, astrology is a science. It's not that you have to be intuitional or you have to be literally smart or religious for that. There's a calculation pattern, and with this calculation pattern, there is predictions. So Vedic astrology is very precise, very accurate, and very logical.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't say that others are not logical, but what I have confidence in Vedic astrology, that I found it has nothing to do with religion. It is pure calculation. According to your birth detail, date of birth, time and place of birth, we need this information and we make your horoscope. And in horoscope you can see that the solar system, how it is affecting to this person, and how is moving further to life. And to know that, what is the use of that actually, then when you know what is happening and how is happening, it helps you to be prepared.
Yeah.
And to get better performance for tomorrow, Because if you don't know, you don't know what to decide, what to do, what to expect from the life actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is very, very, it's not magic, it's not like something charismatic. It is very practical, it is very useful science. And I lived in Vedic astrology field from my childhood because my family name come from Tiwari, and Tiwari means 3 days. Ti means 3, War means days in Hindi, and Ri means knowledge, who have the knowledge of 3 days, past, present and future.
Right.
So it means that my forefathers who holding this name from the thousands and thousands years, they were the astrologer. So it comes with my genes, and I have seen since childhood, that how people get calculated and then they will get surprised and things happening exactly, So I learned like that, and it was my passion. It's like not my profession, but it's my passion.
Yeah.
And like when we calculate and we see the things and how it is happening exactly, we have different picture of life.
Yeah.
We don't believe that something is like suddenly happening.
Right.
It is all well planned nature. And then you can believe you are not apart from the nature. You are the part of nature. Because how? Because you are calculating the nature, and it's affecting to you, means you are the part of nature.
Yeah. So exploring it as a way really of connecting to your interconnectedness with nature.
Exactly. So it gives you a right identity, that who you are. It gives you right introduction of yourself, that who you are. You are the nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I have a couple questions about this. One is actually just in general, is there a way that we can think about the differences? Do you see much difference between Western astrology and Vedic Jyotish astrology? And if there are, what are the key differences from your perspective?
The Vedic astrology is calculation which goes very precise and very accurate, deeper. In Western astrology, I don't know so much because I don't have so much information about Western astrology. Yeah. But some people sometimes they make fun. Swamiji, I like to tell you about this, and they talk about zodiac sign, and it is interesting. It is interesting, but I never get deeper experience with that.
Right.
Maybe it's my unfortunate that I don't get very good company
readings
of the I did not know any very that kind of astrologer who doing Western astrology, which makes me very impressed.
So there's something about your experience with Vedic astrology that has given you some profound insights that you wouldn't have otherwise had.
I'm very satisfied, and it makes my life like a very relaxed. I'm not surprised, I'm not worried about it. It makes me fearless. Invincibility kind of,
Wow.
I feel
it makes me want a reading.
I feel little I'm the nature and I'm invincible, because fear cannot conquer me. Because nothing to fear then. If you know that it's going to rain, you have your umbrella, you don't have fear. But suddenly you don't know if it is raining next hour or not, and you are on the street or somewhere and you get suddenly wet, you have fear. Oh, maybe it rained, maybe it's not.
So, Jyotish astrology, I think in general, it's known in some circles here, but it's generally, compared to, of course, Western philosophy, not as well known. And with the relationship to astrology in our culture is either on the one side, people, 100% are on board with it. And then on the other side, there are those who feel that, their experience couldn't possibly be influenced by the alignment of the stars. So what leads to that kind of inability to accept that the microcosm and the macrocosm are connected?
Actually, a conscious level, if you say that your consciousness is always willing to get more clarity in your perception, and the role of the knowledge is any kind of knowledge, it brings clarity in the perception in that field. So if it is Vedic astrology, if it is the science of meditation, if it is the science of yoga, or it is science of worship, whatever, if it is bringing you the benefit which helps to clear your perception, of course that is very important, because then makes you satisfied. When your perception is more clear, you are more content, more happy, more relaxed, more achieved, more easier, and more divine.
Okay, so in the definition of, or one of the ways that Jyotish...
Is it clear that what you
I think
asked?
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because English is not my language, actually.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So I have very limited vocabulary, words in my mind. So I'm trying to explain, but if you cannot understand, or maybe you want more.
Well, I was thinking more, I guess my question was really about the relationship between the microcosm of my experience, right, my sort of immediate perception of myself, and then the macrocosm, which is Brahman, or the everything, and the disconnect that many people have, and the inability to accept the seamlessness between these two things, right? The connection between them. And so that in turn leads them to think that astrology is bogus because they don't see how the vastness of space could affect them personally. So I just was sort of wanting your thoughts sort of on that disconnect between the vastness of the universe, the cosmos, and the individual.
Yes. So actually this is very simple to understand. That when you say, I am the cosmic, do you live that? You don't live that. We don't live that. In informational level, we have this information that we are cosmic, we are nature, we are that. But in practical sense, we don't know how to do that.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And every thoughts in our brain, in the brain of any being, every thought, material, spiritual, whatever, does not matter, is thought to catch that. That is your desire. That is the desire of everyone. To catch that, to find that. But there is no process. There is no systematic plan in our educational system, in our informational industries. So that's why we have confusion, and we have not trust. We are not content. If you look in the religious, let's say Vedic religion, Vedic is not religion. Vedic is a culture. If you look from that perspective, in Vedanta they say you need three necessary abilities: Manusuttam, Mumuchuttam, and Mahapurusasya Sansraya. The first eligibility is that you have to be human, because the same other beings also want, but they cannot achieve that higher. They have to come as a birth as a human, because human have a free will. They don't have. This is the difference between. And Mumuchuttam, even you are human, but if you don't have that clarity that what is your real desire, then you can never reach that. So Mumuchuttam, your desire must be very clear. Not to confuse yourself, not to get. And when you have that desire, that what you're asking from microcosmic to universal, then Mahapurusasya Sansra. Mahapurusasya means the to association of great being. What can be greater than you? So association of the great being means Guru, to find your Guru. But who can be greater than your being? By yourself. And that method, that knowledge, that education system which helps you to find your greater being can help you to that, to your question actually.
Yeah. So to push the, since you mentioned Guru, which is obviously always a very juicy topic here in the States. Do you, I understand like the difference between the Guru as a principle and the Guru as an embodied teacher.
Yeah.
So do you, from your perspective, is an embodied teacher necessary for this process? Or can one have simply a relationship with the principle of the Guru in a more abstract sense?
Guru means, you know that Gu means
the gunk.
Yes, and Ru means
the removal of.
Yes, the dark and light. So Guru is like who brings light in your darkness, means who brings clarity in your perception. That is Guru. For example, that we were talking about mathematics. How you get clarity in your perception with numbers? Someone told you. Your mother told you, your father told you, friends told you, school told you. Somewhere you get it, clarity in your perception.
Yeah.
And when you get clarity in your perception, your Guru is awakened and your intelligence is awakened on that field of subject, and you grow it. You become your own Guru little bit.
Yeah.
Because when you learned 1, 2, 3 till 10, you start to say, oh, this is 1 and this is 2. Now I have 3. You know, this is the level of when you started to find your number 3. This is your own Guru awaken. But how this is possible until one Guru don't tell you 1 to 10, all the numbers are like that existing.
Right. Yeah.
Even it is in you. So it is very practical that we need someone, some external tools, because we're living external life. When we're born, we start to see outside. We want everything get from outside. But because of the ego, we think that knowledge must come somewhere, not from outside. But we need the help.
Yeah.
You need help. You need to learn anything. You need some. Maybe you're learning from your computer, but then computer is your Guru because someone put in something in computer.
Yeah, right.
Somewhere is the source. So material form, because we are in material form born and we are living the material form. So we need material Guru also.
Yeah.
What I experience and I believe and what the Vedic tradition says, that master is within you, but you need to have a master which helps you to find that.
Yeah. That was I think that's one of the most like clear ways I've ever heard anyone describe the awakening of the inner Guru, and I think that was really awesome the way that you described that. But I just want to kind of
I'm not let's say just a believer and kind of religious teacher. I'm spiritual and I'm lawyer. I work with the logics.
Yeah.
No, I work with the logics. If it does not fit with the logic, I don't believe in it.
I love that. So then, in the more Guru as principle sense, what I heard you saying is essentially that the Guru can appear in anything, any object, any experience, any relationship that gives clarity where there was darkness.
Yeah, the Guru of what subject? Guru of mathematics, Guru of English, Guru of psychology, Guru of,
Yeah.
But when we talk about the absolute knowledge, this all knowledge is the part of that absolute knowledge.
Yeah.
But absolute knowledge means the knowledge of the God, knowledge of the divine means knowledge of you, knowledge of the self. Which is not existing a subject yet, but later and sooner is coming.
Mm-hmm.
The knowledge of the self, knowledge of the peace, because you are the peace.
Mm-hmm.
So knowledge of the consciousness, the subject, the science of consciousness, let's say.
Yeah.
So science of consciousness, where you get, that is your guru of absolute knowledge.
Mm-hmm. So since I love lists, I'll ask you, what do you think are the three, or if you could choose three, the three biggest obstacles to the realization of this kind of knowledge, this absolute knowledge?
First obstacles are our diplomatic system.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Yeah, that is the first obstacle.
You mean that politically or just in general?
Which holding the power?
Yeah, I see.
The spiritual politics, or whatever the politics you say, the diplomatic politics, whatever. But wherever you want to say that, this is existing. This our diplomatic system, the political system, which want to keep the hold power. They never will like to give you the right address of the self.
The address of the self. That's
yeah,
awesome.
They will never like to give you the knowledge that you become self-dependent on the pace. They will never like. They will keep you drive crazy. Then they can manipulate you, and they can use your
credit card.
Yeah, they can use your talent and your energy for their benefits. Actually, in the best, it is not also their benefits, but they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
Another, if you go in individual level, that ahamkara, ego of the self, this is also self-diplomacy. This ego is very big issue. But this diplomacy, this ego is very profitable also. Because this is not ego, this is a proud. When it is wrong addressed, the proud is addressed as a ego, this is confusion. This is the problem. When ego is rightly addressed, this is the proud. I'm proud to be human. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be Indian. I'm proud to be, teacher. I'm proud to be your friend. I'm proud to be your son. I'm proud to be loved, whatever. But if it is wrong addressed, I'm egoistic because I'm American. I'm egoistic because I'm Indian. I'm egoistic because I'm loved by people. I'm egoistic.
Yeah.
This is the same concept, wrong addressed.
Wrong address.
It is true or not?
Yes, very true.
So this diplomacy, this social diplomacy, individual diplomacy is two real biggest. And third, I will say, the spiritual politics. Religious politics.
Right. Like
I will not say
religions.
spiritual politics, I will say religious politics. This religious politics. The time is finished. There's no more time left in this world. This religious politics is down. And social diplomacy, the social politics, national politics, or whatever you say, the governments are also trying to figure out, because they have the knowledge, because this is, you see, that what is happening all around many countries. They are very much aware, and they cannot hold long time. They cannot stop it. Because self-awareness is growing. Because everybody is now understood that only the knowledge is possible to change things. No any other way. So 3 obstacles: that individual politics, diplomacy, the social national diplomacy, and religious diplomacy. These are the obstacles.
So when you say the religious politics, which I think is really, those 3 were like those are such clear and wonderful answers to this question. Do you partly mean kind of the way in which organized religion has monopolized the idea of God? And so many people, when they even, for example, hear the word God in this country, they immediately think of this, man in the sky with lightning bolts, who's going to...
I don't say there's only one. I say that if you look any whole globe, any country, any kind of sect, the God has been used in very bad sense, actually. God has been used very low level. You can say people on the name of God, so much manipulation. People are scared on the name of God, actually.
Yeah.
How?
Even in India? Like
everywhere.
Would this extend to Hinduism in some senses?
I don't say that. I will say less and more.
Okay.
Somewhere is more, somewhere is less.
Right.
But on the name of God, it has been so many wars. In every country you have to see. Also in India. India is not out of this world. Yeah. Everywhere in whole world, on the name of God has been wars.
Yeah.
How you can say that you fight for the God? You don't fight for the God.
You wake up for the God.
Yeah. In Bhagavad Mahapurana, what is God? Satchidananda Rupaya. Vishwutpatyadi hetave tapatre vinasaya Sri Krishnaya vayam namah. Who's Krishna? Krishna is not a God that on the name you have to fight. Krishna is consciousness. And which is the right address of the God? They say Satchidanand Rupai, the absolute bliss. Consciousness is the God, divinity. Where is the fight here? Sat Chit Ananda. That permanent, eternal bliss is Ananda, the joy. That is God. Which is the reason to create everything. Why you create computer? To enjoy. Why you create the tea? To enjoy. Why you create children? To enjoy. So that absolute bliss, eternal bliss, this eternal joy, which is creating everything, that is the God, that is Lord Sri Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. God is not to fight. So it is wrong addressed.
Yeah. Wow, well, that's such a beautiful note to end on, and we're sort of coming to the end of our time, and it's been such a pleasure to chat with you. Is there anything else that you felt like you would like to share that we haven't covered based on the topics we've explored together?
Yes, I'm very thankful that this awareness is coming not only in a individual or social level, it's national and international level.
Yeah.
I want to thanks to all these governments and nations and leaders who are taking initiative.
Yeah.
And United States is taking initiative, and this government of United States is taking initiative on this in this time, because United States is leading country for whole world now in terms of politics, in terms of economics. And United States is taking the peace education initiative. I'm so happy and thankful, and I think we have to bring this concept of God and peace and yoga, yoga in scientific reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is, please, we are living in scientific age, and we cannot escape from the scientific reality. So my approach is that Vedic science, Vedic knowledge with scientific reality we can enjoy better.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Swami.
Jai Gurudev.